Hello and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Apostles House Connect. I'm your host, Tashea Carless. Joining me today is founder and executive director of Shaped by Love, Chirali Patel, to talk about the partnership we forged to give back to those in need. Chirali, it's a pleasure having you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of working with the Shaped by Love team to help spread love and to bring programs that empower families in our shelters. Chirali, can you share with our audience your background as well as the work and mission of your organization, Shaped by Love?
Sure. So, quick background, I'm an attorney in New Jersey. I've been practicing for 7 years now. I worked in government, I worked in class action litigation, and am recently working on the cannabis law and the developments that are going on. So that's my background professionally, and born and raised in New Jersey. Went to undergrad in Rutgers, Newark. So I've lived there. So Newark's like a second home to me.
Yep.
And that's kind of where the story begins with Shaped by Love. And really the work and the mission of the organization is to create memorable experiences to help inspire the next generation of leaders. And so I know we'll get a little bit into details, but it's just a way to give back and spread love and moments of hope and celebration of life, really, for everybody, and specifically for the community of Newark.
Wow. Well, what was it, Chirali, that spurred the formation of Shaped by Love? And, why did you feel compelled to do so?
Yeah, so it really came about in 2018. We when I say we, my husband and I, we lost a friend of ours to an accidental overdose. And he was living in Newark at the time. Newark was his home. He loved Newark. And, we just thought that losing him was a really big impact, because you usually don't lose people around the same age demographics unless it is an accident or some unfortunate circumstances. And so, it really hit us, and we wanted to find a way to honor him, and also to give back to the place that we felt like we grew up, we fell in love, and we've, lost friends too as well. And so that year we decided, instead of celebrating my birthday, for example, the following month, that we would just friends and family fundraise, self-donate, and we would host a party at the Apostles House and celebrate with all the children and just feel really good and be able to celebrate, in memory of him. And that was really how it started. It was just an organic evolution, really. And then, the year after, we decided to honor my aunt, who passed away, unfortunately, from cancer. And she was young. She was only 50 years old. And so on her birthday, we hosted an event at the Apostles House outdoors, and it was another celebration. And so we've taken this organization to really be personal for us. And so it's heart driven, but the work behind it is just, to sprinkle moments of love and joy, because you never know what somebody's going through. And that was the whole point with our friend Harris. He was just like this a lost soul, but a beautiful soul. Mm-hmm. And it just needed to be heard, to be seen, to be loved. And so for us, it's really intentional about going back into the communities, going back into these organizations and shelters where children, families, women are residing, to be able to tell them, like, hey, people on the outside do care about you. And we could be complete strangers, but it doesn't mean we can't help one another. And so that's really the passion and the work behind the work that we do at Shaped by Love.
And what a beautiful way to honor your friend and aunt. Our partnership dates back to 2018, when you approached us about hosting a birthday party to, celebrate life and to spread cheer and to let the families know that, despite their current circumstance and the challenges that they're facing, that there's always hope. Let's talk a little bit about how you learned about the Apostles House and the many ways in which you're involved with the organization. What are some of the projects you worked on in the past, current projects, and maybe even some that are in the works?
Yeah, definitely excited to share about projects. I'll say, how I found the Apostles House is definitely fate, because I remember, going on Google and just searching a bunch of nonprofit organizations, specifically in Newark and then Essex County, even the state at large, and trying to identify organizations that were working primarily with children and families, because, I think that if you can impact children when they're still young, you can change the trajectory of their life. And so it was, the Apostles House was one on a list of like 40 or 50 organizations and just cold calling and trying to get outreach. And the Apostles House was welcoming in the sense that it wasn't just doing in-kind donations or drop-offs. The organization was willing to work with us hands-on. And I approached them with the idea. I said, listen, I don't want to just drop off gifts and toys for the children. I want to host a party. I want to donate to the shelter on top of that, give back to the food pantry that's at the shelter. But I want it to be an in-person experience. And so that's where the Apostles House really came in as a partner, I would say, because they were like, well, we're welcoming you to do whatever you like here within reason, right? And so one of the first events that we had held at the Avon Street location was where we just had a birthday party. And so all the children's had bags, filled with toys and gifts. We had an arts and crafts station where they can play while they were there. I think we had a piñata, food, and then we also did a lot of donations back to the shelter, sheets, for example, towels, things that were needed, and food. And it was just a beautiful, fun event. And at the end of the event, 3 of the moms and a dad had painted me a thank you sign, and they gave it to me. And it was so amazing to see that they cared, they appreciated it. And it motivated me to know, okay, we got to keep doing this again and again. And then when we did it outdoors, in honor of my aunt, for example, that was an outdoor celebration. And I remember like one of the moms turned on music. They were like line dancing. There was like bubbles and games. And it was just like, it just got bigger, right? From Avon to then Grant Street. Despite the pandemic, we found a way to still donate. We couldn't do our in-person celebration that we normally love to do last year, but we did drop off hot meals in partnership with another nonprofit. We had donated the TV to the new location.
Oh, yes.
And again, bags of gifts for the children. And so, the best thing I think about the Apostles House was that when we did all of these events, you would give me a roster of the children, the names of all the children, the ages of the children, allergies, shoe size, clothing size. So me, my cousin, like we would go into these stores with the list and like handpick every item for these kids, and $100 $150 worth of toys in each bag. Amazon tablets, I remember we had given everybody. This last event, we got to give everybody 4 and above an Amazon tablet, which felt really good. The outdoors events, I remember we had iPads donated and stuff. And so both technology or, tools that they can use while they're still in school, but also like toys. And then just the experience as a whole for them to see, hey, these random strangers are coming here and creating a whole day for us and making it special for us. And so those are how the projects have evolved. And I'll end with saying, currently in the works, which is something I'm super excited about, is hopefully we're going to do a day trip and take all the children out to visit the Liberty Science Center and give them their, backpacks, back to school supplies and food, ideally at the end of August. So we'll see how that one goes.
Well, I know, Chirali, with you on it, we're going to make it happen.
Excited.
So some of our viewers may be wondering, Chirali, what has it been like working with the Apostles House? And what really was it about the organization that made you say, you know what, I'm going to stick with these guys?
Yeah, I think just the uniqueness of the organization, the fact that homes aren't called shelters, for example, or you're not made to feel like you're walking into this homeless shelter. It's a temporary residence, right? And I've seen the families that are there get treated with respect. One of the few organizations where 3 meals are prepared and provided to the families. That's a big deal. So where, the individuals that are living there are going to get food. They don't have to worry about food security issues. There's a pantry on site, which I thought was amazing because not only do the families get to take advantage of the pantry, but the community, Newark families can come and shop at the pantry as well, or receive items from that pantry, which is huge. And I've seen that. And so I think just the work that the Apostles House has been doing and also taking advantage of grant opportunities. So I've seen now the backyard that was redone in Grant Street, the new building in Grant Street. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like how temporary homes should be for individuals, because everybody deserves to be treated with respect and dignity. And I think that's what the Apostles House stands for. And that's why I think it's the best partnership, because it's always been a yes. It's never been a, hey, no, we can't do this. It's always been yes, let's see how we can accommodate your requests and let's see how we can help you out. And I think it goes a long way to show how two nonprofits can work together towards the same goal. It actually makes the outcome even stronger than doing it on, your own. And so I'm really grateful for this partnership with the Apostles House.
We are truly thankful and are very much looking forward to continuing and growing and deepening and strengthening our partnership with you.
I'm excited.
There are individuals and organizations out there that, are looking for ways to become involved with an organization, say like the Apostles House. What recommendations, if any, would you give?
I think not to give up, right? I look back to when I started and I wanted to have a relationship with an organization, that list of, 40 plus nonprofits calling and getting either denied or saying, we're not accepting any help right now, or we don't need this, or you can just drop off the donations. I think for any organization, figuring out what your mission is, do you want to work in partnership with another nonprofit? Or are you looking to just serve one sector, one type of demographic, or one issue, whatever, identifying what the mission is going to be, and then identifying what other organizations are already doing the work that you want to do. Because most of the time we're not recreating the wheel, we're just adding to and building out that coalition is how I see it, right? Of like-minded individuals and organizations looking to do the good work. And so I think understanding what your mission will be, finding out the organizations that are already doing the work, and being persistent in calling and being in contact with these organizations until you find, trial and error, that you find that organization that best fits your match. I just got lucky that Apostles House happened to be, it was trial and error, worked out, it was one of the best things that could have happened. But I think just identifying the organizations that are already doing it, it'll make your life a lot easier than starting from scratch.
Well, we're so happy that you found us, Chirali. It couldn't have been a better or more perfect partnership.
I agree.
So, folks, we've come to the end of yet another episode of the Apostles House Connect. Thank you, Chirali, for joining me, for your partnership and support, and for your commitment to spreading love and uplifting those in need. We wish you continued success in all that you do. To you, our viewers, we thank you for watching. If you are interested in learning more about the Apostles House, do visit our website at theapostleshouse.org or give us a call at 973-482-0625. Do check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Links are in the comment section below. And until next time, stay well and be safe.